Then, so lastly, we should now be able to use our knowledge of our perfect square to solve quadratic equation using completing the square method. So you can look for examples for the students. So you can even give them and lead them to solving it based on their experience so far. So this is 2x squared minus 3x minus 4, for example, equals to 0. So let them be able to see how can they make this using perfect square method to solve this. And the first thing is that we know that whatever here, we always like it that it is the coefficient of x squared is 1. So it is 2 here, and luckily for us, this is an equation. So you don't need to bring out any 2, just divide through by 2 by whatever that is the coefficient of x squared, and that is x squared minus 3 over 2x, then minus 4 over 2, which is minus 2. Minus 2 equals to 0. Then another thing is just bring this, since it is an equation, it's very easy for us to manipulate an equation. The minus 2 here, take it to the other side, so that we have x squared minus 3 over 2x equals to 2. So it's the same way we have been doing it, but in this case now, they can actually link. They can actually link it to something that is perfect squares. So in this case now, you can now tell them how can they complete the square? How can they make this a perfect square? Yes. How do they make it a perfect square? And they will tell you that what they know about perfect square is that half of this, the square of it, is what you have, what must be added. And this is mathematics. Mathematics, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side to balance it up. So if the student have been able to discover that they look for half of minus 3 over 2 and they square it, it is what will make this to become a perfect square. So if they are doing the same thing to this to achieve their goal, then it means they must do the same thing to the other side too. And that is what will be added. So we have x squared minus 3 over 2x plus. So in this case now, they now know the reason why they are adding what they are adding. They are finding, they know the reason because they have done that before. So minus 3 over 4 squared. So will be the same thing as add the same thing to the other side, plus minus 3 over 4 squared. And from there, they also know that based on what they have learned earlier, to write this as a perfect square now, they need to bring the first part of the binomial must be the x here, and then the second part of the binomial is the one that is squared, which is minus 3 over 4. Okay, so they square it. So it means this is still the same thing as this based on what they have learned earlier. So, and you can continue from that. So you can say plus 2 plus 9 over 16, then continue from that. And and when you are able to do this, in fact, you even be able to give them the general formula to use complete the square method for, which is ax squared plus bx plus c, which will lead them to formula method. In fact, easily they should be able to do this on their own based on their understanding of how you need to write a perfect square, how you can complete the square. So they will be able to do this on their own. So all what we are trying to do here is that students should be able to link what they have learned before to what they are learning now. We don't need to disconnect the learning. And so with this, they should understand the concept of factorization and then completing the square method. Thank you.